This seems to be a popular question, and this was also a very popular question about 2 years ago when the market was doing very similar things to what it's doing right now. And I know the question running through your head and through a lot of buyers' heads right now is, if I use the listing agent, am I going to have a better shot at getting the home? Because ultimately, don't they want double commission? Well, you'd think, right? I'll tell you one thing, me personally as the listing agent, when I sell a home, I never represent both sides. If a buyer comes in unrepresented, I make sure to refer them to a great agent, perhaps the buyer's agent on my team or somebody else in my office, somebody that I think is going to be able to best negotiate for them. But ultimately, my duty is to the seller. After all, I signed a contract with the seller to get them the highest possible price for their home. How can I sit there and tell you that I'm helping you get a good price for the home? If I'm a listing agent, my job is to get the seller the highest possible price for the home. Now, think about it. If you work with the listing agent, you are going to essentially put all of your information out there, and the listing agent's going to do everything that they can to get you in the home, but that doesn't mean that they're going to protect your money, right? So when I help a buyer buy a home, I always make sure that we position ourselves to avoid any sort of situation where my buyer is being mistreated. So number one, I almost always try and present in person for my buyers. And the reason that works is because you mitigate losing control of the situation as the buyer's agent, right? Because ultimately, if you're sitting there with the listing agent and the seller, you're gonna get all of the information that you need in order for my buyer to be the last one to make the decision, right? You want the ball in your court, right? And as a buyer, that's really hard to do in this market, but it's not impossible. If you have somebody that's on your side, that's willing to go the extra mile and get you what you want. Comprende? So, ultimately, yes, there are plenty of people that are gonna say the only way to get a home in this market is to use a listing agent, or the best way to get a home in any market is to use the listing agent, to which I say, that's BS. It really is. Pardon my French. Is that French? Parlez-vous français? I'm sorry. So look, at the end of the day, what's best for you is to have somebody on your side that understands your needs, your wants, your dreams, and goes out there and helps you get what you want. You should, in a multiple offer market like this, and it's tough out there, but buyers are getting railed right now. Here's the cool part. In 2015, I worked with a lot of buyers, and I got them into houses, and they were devastated. They got in and they're like, oh my God, I paid so much, and I'm just, life is gonna end. And here we are in 2017, and they're all sitting on 50 bills or more. And suddenly life is good again, And so if you buy a home and you're planning to live there, or you can hold it for a long time, then what's the difference? We're in Silicon Valley, one of the best appreciating real estate markets in the world. You're gonna be fine. Just hire someone that's gonna go out there and help you get what you want. Don't settle. Hope that helps.